Morning. It is Friday, March 22nd, 2024, 7:59 a.m. and welcome to the Morning Blessings. Friday is the end of a week, the end of a hectic week. And just maybe you're looking forward to Saturday and Sunday rest and relaxation. So today I am bringing you the pillar of spiritual prosperity. Because sometimes, good morning, when we look at where we are in our life, we are saying, good morning, Jean, how are you feeling this morning? We forget the pillar of spiritual prosperity is not a religion, it's not a dogma, it's not something that you have to join and be in. It is how we all live our lives. So good morning. Hi, Jean, how are you doing? And today we are going to talk about the pillar of spiritual prosperity. Many people sometimes wonder why we talk about pillar of spiritual prosperity, because they don't see it as something to be prosperous in. But the pillars, good morning, Lisa, of spiritual prosperity, how are you feeling today, Lisa, is what keeps us balanced. All the pillars need to have a little bit of time. Fired up and ready to go. Thank you for asking. Thanks, John. That's beautiful. So, the pillar of spiritual prosperity is one of the 5 pillars. You guys know that. Oh, and by the way, I'm working on my book. The cover is done, waiting to get a mock-up of it. So, we'll see where that goes. But, on today, because it's Friday, I thought I'd bring it, and we're still in Lent. And it's the pillar of spiritual prosperity is not. When you hear prosperous, we think of money. But prosperity is anything you have a lot of. Your feelings, your health, of course, money, your mental, emotional, all of that. But spirituality, I'm not talking about what religion you belong to or what dogma you subscribe to. What I'm talking about is who you are. What kind of person are you? What kind of person are you to yourself? Because I'm not always thinking of the one where you say, do to others as you do to you. That comes from a dogma, from a religion, from a voice. But you yourself, how do you feel about you? Because many times we spend our time criticizing ourselves. Is that being spiritual? Spiritual, good morning, Ryan. How are you feeling today? Spiritual is being in a calm, peaceful, enjoying, lovable state of mind towards yourself and to others. Staying away from criticism of self. Staying away from criticism of others. So, I like to put the pillar of spiritual prosperity and hook it up to the 4 agreements. Use exquisite and impeccable words when you speak about others. Find something to say. And when you speak about yourself, all of you is not horrible. All of you is not ugly or fat or slim or whatever. There's something about you that's unique. There's something about you that is amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. Find that. Hold on to it. Drag it forward. Make it happen for you. When you do that, you're sending the message out there that you're a person that sees the best in yourself. And that allows you to see the best in others. And that is where spirituality comes from. No religion or dogma is necessary. It is letting the world and its inhabitants do their thing. Many times we forget that what we practice is not necessarily what everybody should practice. Because if that was the case, there'd be one race of people looking the same. There'd be no difference in faces or color or anything like this. Hello, Londi. Welcome to the Morning Blessings. But somehow we are different. So that tells me we have to have different choices in our life. And we learn to accept the differences, because when you put all the pieces together of the puzzle, that's when you get the real picture. Every shape when you have a puzzle to put together, it's different. No two shapes are the same. So the same thing goes on with us as human beings. We are different, we are unique. And we have to learn to accept that. And as celebrate differences, Jean says, we're all beautiful and unique. No cookie cutter, no. If that was the case, can you imagine what this world would look like? We'd be walking into each other thinking it's ourselves. We'd be doing things that are not good to do because we think it's us. So this pillar of spiritual prosperity, how can you be prosperous spiritually? When you're filled, you celebrate your successes, you celebrate others, you have empathy, you share your sympathy, you watch your words. When you speak, the words you say to yourself is exquisite, impeccable words. I am extreme. Hi, Loretta, how are you feeling this morning? Of course. Hello, Kimberly. Long time no see. How are you feeling today? And I use words because I love words. I write a lot, as you know, and read too much. So words are important to me. So if I'm thinking, I have to use the proper words before I open that mouth, because the moment that leaves, it is part of my life. Good morning, Kathleen. How are you feeling this morning? So being spiritual doesn't mean you have to go to church every Sunday, but it means you have to respect yourself and respect others. Give them a break. Let them do their thing. You cannot know everything. You do not have the answer for everybody's ailments. Open and be ready to learn, to observe, to see what others are doing, and see what they're doing that you can take a little bit off and use in your life. Celebrate that with them. Oh, I got a raise. Oh, this happened. Say, great. Do not repeat and say, well, when I was working, I never got raises like that. Well, is that what you're talking about? Is it really all about you? Because it's not. This person has something to celebrate. A spiritual being will see that opportunity and celebrate that with them. The spiritual being will understand that it is important for them to be able to celebrate it. You don't know how long they have been working, what they have done, the journey that they went through to get to that point in their life. And are you willing to do that? When you were working, was the income the same? I cannot do that. I can't say that. Good morning, Arita. How are you feeling this morning? That's nice. I am doing amazing. Thanks, Kimberly. You do look amazing every time I see you. Keep it up. So the spiritual prosperity, as you know, is part of the 5 pillars. It's just one. But if you feel good, right? Because sometimes people don't get it. Good morning, Yuko. Happy anniversary. So when you look at the pillar of spirituality, you're saying, well, what does that got to do with my mental health? What does that have to do with me emotionally? What does it do with my physical health? Thank you. I'm grateful. I can wake up. I woke up this morning. That physical. I felt the floor beneath my feet. Who are you saying to? Thank you to. To yourself, to the energies around you, to your God if you have one and if that's what you believe. But being spiritual is respecting self and being able to respect others, taking them in, letting them go and say, it's okay, it's your journey, you choose. You have a dog in the show or a pony in the race. I don't. And let them go. But if you're feeling good spiritually, you will learn to accept things that has nothing to do with you. You will stay in your lane and control what you can control that affects your life. You're not responsible to fix other people. That is not your responsibility. The only person you can fix is you if you feel that there's something broken about you. If you believe you're enough and you have what it is to do what it is you desire, then that's your business, your concern, your belief, your faith. And you put your faith in it and you hold on for dear life. You are going to be a distraction to others. And you have to understand that. The moment you realize, I have to let you be so I can be, you're going to be a distraction. Because they're going to say you're only concerned about yourself. But I cannot fix something that's broken in you. You have to choose to fix it. So spiritually, I have to let you be. If you were my child, I started guiding you from a really early age. Some of that will say, but I cannot fix my adult children, can I? Whatever I did already, it better be done, because I cannot do it or I cannot undone it. Right? I'm saying it in terrible grammar. I cannot undo it, but I said undone, because purposely I wanted the effect to fall there. So one of the things we have to remember, what you can fix and have control to fix is you. Spiritually, if you notice, you're always putting people down, or you're finding ways, it affects you, it affects your health. If you're always criticizing someone and that person does not criticize you, and especially that person stands for you and is there to support you, but you have something to say that is not nice about that person, that is not, it doesn't matter how many times you go to church, how many groups you belong to in the church. If that is your attitude, you are punishing yourself, and then you're wondering, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this or that. Maybe your tongue or your thoughts is something that needs to be controlled, because that is the only thing you can control. So it's also important that you have gone through this journey of Monday to Friday. It's important tomorrow or Sunday or whenever you have this free moment and you're sitting with a nice cup of tea or your feet up and you're just there. It's celebrate. I went through this week. What did you do this week that you need to be grateful for? What did you do? What can you acknowledge? You were good enough. You succeeded. You know, celebrate it. You don't have to put it on the street, or you do not have to tell somebody what you did, but celebrate it. Make it go forward. Push it a little bit. Because when you feel good about what you have done, you will be able to feel good about what others have done. And it doesn't matter who they are. Instead of criticizing people, and maybe sometimes their children, criticizing, as I said, this friend that will bring you that one glass of water you need, the friend that will say it's okay. If you can do that, then you have won, because your spiritual blessing is continuously growing. When you grow, your attitude towards others. We talk about the 4 agreements though. So the first one is use impeccable and exquisite words when you're talking about yourself and others. The second one is make no assumption. The opinions of others has no bearing on you. So if somebody else's opinion does not affect you, do you think your opinion is going to affect them? What your opinion does is hurt them. If it's not powerful opinions, leave it alone. It hurts them. And they feel badly. And they might pull away from you. They withdraw from you. They come to you only when they have no other choice. And you don't realize it. But you started it. You drew blood. You pulled the tiger's tail. The tiger is running away. It doesn't want its tail pulled anymore. And that is spiritual prosperity, knowing for sure that you respect others and that your opinion has nothing to do with them. As even your grown children, your opinion of how they behave, it's too late. Your job is done. I had a friend who was just torn because of something one of her children did. Torn. And everybody said, was telling her, don't speak to them again. Leave them alone. Don't have anything to do with it. This is too disgusting what they did. And I said to her, when she was telling me this situation, I said, listen to me. This is your child. You cannot do that. You cannot agree with everything your children do. But not speaking to them, hurting them is hurting you. The more you drag this pain you're feeling from what this person has done, this child you carried for 9 months or 10 months or you birthed or whatever you did, fathered the child, and you are so upset you have nothing to do with them. Is that going to fix them? Is that going to stop them from doing what they have to do? Yesterday we talked a little bit about nurture and nature. You can nurture, but you cannot change nature. And if they do things that you do not accept, remember when you did them, when you were their ages, or when you were younger and you broke all the rules. I always remember Brian saying to the kids, you know, I was 15 too. And we didn't just wake up one morning and found a bunch of children on our doorsteps. And he said, all these rules you're trying to break, most of them were created because of me. That's what he told them. But the point is, you have to know you cannot control people's ways, and even as close as your children. So therefore, you have to let them be. You do not have to get angry at them, because to be angry at them is to be like them. So when somebody has hurt you, and you are a spiritually guided human being, you can, as I said, keep your distance. You can do it calmly. You do not have to create waves. And then you do not have to behave like them. To behave like them is to be like them. And you don't like it. You know that. You have established that already. But right now, you're behaving the same way they behave towards you, then you're being them. Somebody hurt me once really badly. And when they were sick, they needed me. They called and I showed up. Many people said to me, you shouldn't go. So I usually laugh about it, and I have said that many times, and some of you haven't heard it. I had to choose from either parent. How would I react to this human being? So I always choose my father, and said, he would say, well, here's this thing, just get rid of them. Right? My mother would say to me, you have to follow the corporal works of mercy. Feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, or give them, the people without clothes, give them clothes. So I have to do that. So I chose my mother's ways. So I showed up to help. And the first word out of that person's mouth is that, you must be mocking me now. And I said, no. To mock you would be like you. And I do not want to be like you. So I haven't mocked you. Oh, I want you to forgive me. I said, if I hadn't forgiven you, I wouldn't be here. And that was how I handled this. Because if somebody has hurt you and your job, you want to hurt them back, then you are being just like them. And again, I always quote Maya Angelou. She said, when somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them. She didn't say you have to go and do the same to them. Just relax and let them be. That is the pillar of spiritual prosperity. You are supposed to be on a journey called life. And the only person you're responsible for on that journey, and it's not selfish. It's making yourself whole. Keeping yourself alive. Making yourself feel like you belong to yourself. Loving yourself, cherishing yourself. Know that you're worthy of the best. And the same thing applies to others. So you do not go and put your standards on somebody else, because that's the standard you have for you. It doesn't mean it's good enough for them. They're unique, individually created to be who they are supposed to be. And our job is to let them be that. So every time you step in somebody's life, or it's simple, you step into their shadow, or you move them out of the mirror and you say, this is what you should be. That's what you should be like. And you're pointing at you. Why? Is everything the best for you that they should take? Or you should just let them grow? That's why I always say to people, you can emulate someone. You do not have to be that person. We all have traits and personality traits and virtues that others would love to have. So we can pick a little and we can say, if you can use that, use it. Or they can say, you know what? I love your attitude towards this. How do you do that? Can you show me? Then you step in. But unless you get the request, you don't. So those of us who practice a religion of some kind, we know we have free will. We came into the world to choose this. You have free will. Even in prayer and meditation, I have heard friends and people who are deep meditators say, God is not going to step in because you're suffering. He is going to step in if you say, I need help. So who gave you the right to just step in this person's life and say, if I were you, I'll do that? And most often, the only frustrated human being left at the end of that sentence is you, because most likely they're not going to follow what you just said. And if they do, it will still not be exactly as you said. Give me a fish, then I'll just keep coming to you for more. Every time I am hungry, I'll show up. I need another fish today. Give me a fish today. But if you give me a hook and you show me how to get my bait, and you say, this is how you fish, and you take that hook back at the end of teaching me and say, okay, now you find your hook, you find your bait, and find the river that you want to fish in. You've taught me. And as I said, I am a listener as much as I talk 90 miles an hour. But when you are speaking to me, or a child is speaking to me, I hear you. I really listen. I think I mentioned that with you when Vanessa was in some grade in elementary school. And they went to Catholic school, so they were collecting dimes to send to Africa. And she came home one day quite perturbed that she had to empty her piggy bank to get dimes to send to Africa. And she said at the dinner table, I am so tired of sending my dimes to Africa that it's time I'm going to write a letter to the president of Africa to ask him to teach his people how to grow their own food or get their own food, whatever was it. And of course, Brian, the what do you call him? I don't even know. The protagonist? Yeah, write the letter. Let them know right away. But that's what I mean. Even that age, she's saying, I'm tired of handing it to them. Maybe somebody to teach them how to do it. And she was maybe 8. I don't even know. She was 7. But this is what I'm trying to say to you this morning. Your spiritual prosperity has to do with you. And it is as important as financial prosperity, as emotional, as mental, and as physical. The 5 pillars of prosperity are all equal. One is not more powerful than the other. The thing is, at any one time, one of those pillars can be weak, and you need to pay attention to them. To avoid that, attention should be paid to your 5 pillars of prosperity on a daily basis, not hours of meditation to keep emotional going, not hours of exercising to keep physical going, not hours of learning and mentally to keep the mental going, and not days and hours of working and not taking a break to keep financial powerful. And neither is it necessary to join a convent or become a monk to keep spiritual going. What is it? Is the little bit you do every day. The little touch. I'm aware, I am alive, good morning, I'm so happy and grateful, I can feel the floor beneath my feet. I am purposeful, I'm ready to go. Like Jean said, I'm fired up and ready to go. Right? So that is one way. The other one is to acknowledge the energies around you. The thing about the pillar of emotional prosperity, that unique one, which they all are, that one takes the hit from our 5 senses. We react emotionally by what we have heard, what we've seen, what we hear, heard, what we smell, what we taste, and what we touch. And we can go south, or we go north, or we can stay neutral based on that, right? So what do you do to keep this thing balanced? Spend some time in prayer and meditation, just sitting. You don't have to pray, or you can create your prayer. Sit, relax, take some deep breathing. Let yourself feel the energy around you. Start to be generous and grateful for where you are. That cup of tea in your hand, hold it and feel the warmth coming from it. And wonder for a moment, I wonder who made that cup. I'm so grateful I have this cup. That is balancing your power, or your pillar of emotional prosperity. And then we look at physical. Are my actions today of sitting all day long watching TV because I'm retired, or going to bed really late and sleeping all through the day, is that helping me? When I get up in the morning, has the day gone? Am I chasing the day? Do you like that? When you get off the chair, is the body aching, or is the body in motion, stays in motion? A rolling stone gathers no moss. A stone with moss doesn't look very good, does it? So, motion, awareness of moving the body. Mentally, challenges. You have to think when you have something that's not going the way you want it to go. You're challenged. You have to work on it. You have to step into it. You have to take and realize, I can do this. You have to learn a new thing. Do not shy away from doing something that is alien or different because it has never been done. Oh, I'm going to keep making it this way because that's the best way to make it. Okay. But no, they have, rather than sitting there and going to make a pound cake with, is it 9 eggs or 8 eggs and a pound of butter and all of that, and whisking and beating that egg with your arm until it goes numb? Why not just put it in the machine? Learn how to use that machine and whisk it in seconds. But don't buy me this because I will not use it. I rather twist my arm until it has no more blood flowing through it. Yeah, some of us do that. So we are not doing that. Mentally, we are not challenging our brain. At a certain time, we believe we know enough. We retire, or I'm not. There is more. There's always something new to learn. And then we talk about spiritual, so we won't go there. Respecting self and respecting others, and financial. That one takes the hit. Every time I'm coaching somebody, they come to me, it's always finances. Tessa-Marie, it's my finances. Oh, my wife is a spendthrift. My husband is a gambler. It's always that. And then when we dig into it, it's not financial that's the problem. Hi, Vern, sweetie. It's not always financial, but financial is always taking the blow. It's maybe not the cause. It is a symptom of a spiritual situation that rich people will not go to heaven. The camel can get in the needle, but not a human being. So right away, I don't want money. When I do a financial workshop and I'm standing to talk and I ask who wants to be wealthy, there are people who literally cross their arms like this, pull their body back. I just want to be comfortable. And I really want to know what gives you comfort. And when I ask, they don't know. They cannot really tell me. Some people are afraid to have money. If you're afraid to have money because you think if you have money you won't get to heaven, then why is it those with money give so much to charity? Some of them just look at Bill Gates. Everything is going somewhere in Africa. And then Warren Buffett decided, me too. You can only have it, but it's good for you. Money allows you to have the experiences you wouldn't normally have. That's all it does. It certainly does not make you happier. It does not. So the experience for Bill Gates is to know that I can spend money to help another person in a whole continent all over the world. And you, when you're gathering your money, can have experiences. You can choose how many vacations you go to on a year. You can choose what schools your children go to. You can choose what gives you comfort, where you live, the house you buy. But if you have an aversion to money, and if you despise those you purport to have more money than you or have less than you, guess what? You're confusing the energy that wants to give it to you. You're saying to the energy, and you'll find yourself spending it. Money comes in your hand, and you say it. And the money just goes. I don't know where it goes. And I'm saying, no, it's not your money. It's emotionally. You don't think you're good enough to have wealth. And that's where we have to work on the emotions. And then we have to work, yeah, but you blew off, and that's why you have no job. That's why you have no money. It's because you were being under performance appraisal, and there you didn't like what the manager, the person in charge of you said. So you told them where to go and gave them instructions on how to get there. So when they got the first opportunity they got, they fired you. And that's why you have no money. So it's not money that caused the problem. Money is a symptom of your emotional behavior. If you're sick and you don't go to work, or if you're always late, again, if you do something to physically, I worked with a lady named Rhoda. This woman, her brain at the bank was an encyclopedia of banking. She was a lot younger than me. And I met her there. And I came in that area to learn. And I fed from her. But Rhoda physically was unable to function. So she passed away a few years ago. So I didn't know because I'd already left. And we were walking through, and I saw one of the girls, and I said, how is Rhoda doing? She said, oh, Rhoda died on that day. It was a snowstorm. She told me all about that. And then she said, her body just couldn't take it anymore. Her brain was fine, Tessa-Marie, but her body couldn't take it anymore. How many times, okay, Rhoda died, but how many times that the brain is fine, but the body cannot do it anymore? And you're not dead, but you can't work, have no money. So it's not money, is it? So that's what we must remember. Spiritually, to this weekend, do some inflection or do a celebration of all the wonderful things you did this week. Maybe for me, was spending 3 hours cleaning off the fridge you have downstairs? That one? The overflow fridge? I spent 3 hours. I took everything out of it, every single solitary part of that fridge, and it was in the laundry sink. And I scrubbed baking soda, and I scrubbed with soap, and it looks like a brand new fridge because I wanted it to be reorganized. So I celebrated that. I felt good doing it, exhausted, but good. When I was done, I literally just walked into the shower. That's how I felt. But I was determined I had to get it done. That was a project. The thing is, I didn't have to throw anything out. It was just so helter-skelter. And I couldn't take the helter-skelter. I had to get it going. So I celebrate that. So what did you do this week that you need to celebrate that you did it? And this is what is important. Always celebrate where you are and what you have done. And that way you can celebrate the successes of others. And our job is to say, "That a boy, continue, because you're on the right path." Hello, Friday. So celebrate Friday. What you're going to do today? I'm going to ask you guys. So, Kimberly, what is big on your list? And Rita will be dancing somewhere. Jean will be floating through life because she enjoys that. And Vern will be teaching again and again. She was teaching this morning. And hello, Angelina, I didn't see you were there. Sorry, I didn't see that. How are you feeling? Lisa, Ryan, Loretta, and Londi. I don't know Lorna Stewart. Hi, Lorna. Welcome to the Morning Blessings. It's a place where we get the vitamin for the day. So, guys, on Sunday, we are having the self-care show at 9:30 in the morning. I have a wedding reception to go to. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to visit with Braylon tonight for a school performance of Crocodile Rock. Oh, that is really nice. Gym, work, and studying. Great for you. You guys are busy. I am doing the morning blessings. Yesterday, those of you who missed my amazing YouTube live, it was on love. When somebody says, the hidden messages in I love you, and the hidden, the caveats and the addendum. I love you, but that was what I did my YouTube live on yesterday afternoon. I'm working on my new book. Congratulations! I love that. I have mine going. I spoke to you guys about it. But Sunday, if you come to the Sunday self-care show, you get a chance to check it out after. We are going wild. Something fabulous is happening on Sunday self-care. And what else for the weekend? I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I have to read and write. I'm not cleaning anything today. I'm just going to do a little bit of shredding. Every day I do some decluttering, and it's not a lot. 15 minutes of decluttering on a daily basis makes a huge difference. The good thing is not to do the same big decluttering at the same time. So if you have a whole, let's say a whole cupboard to declutter, do one shelf. Just take 15 minutes and do one shelf. So, because when you do that, you will notice you'll feel better. Like the other day, I took my entire socks drawer and I dumped it on the bed, and I sat there. It took 20 minutes to fold and place them together because I love things to be, I want to just take it. I did the underwear drawer another day. So things always get messed up because you don't always put it back in the right place. So spend 15 minutes. You want to shred? Do 15 minutes of shredding. During that 15 minutes of shredding, what you can do is find things to be grateful for while you're shredding. Also celebrating my anniversary this weekend. Congratulations, Ryan. How many years? 21 years or something like that? I'm working on my business and studying. Everybody has something amazing to do this weekend. Angela is gym, work and study. Jean is going to see Crocodile Rock with Braylene. Oh, I know you're going to enjoy that, Jean. You and Braylene are attached at the hip. So that should be lovely. I have a wedding reception. Kimberly's going to be dancing. I'm sure we'll see the pictures. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have to let you guys go. I could talk for another year, right? So have a wonderful weekend. I'll miss you in Saturday morning. But I have a lot to do. I have to load up YouTube shorts and YouTube videos. I have a lot of that to do. I have to get rid of stuff on the phone. And I have to do reading and writing and find a little bit of decluttering. 15 minutes. One of the things we have to remember, when something has worked for you, and you've gotten to where you have to go, you cannot stop. You have to keep going. Whatever you did to be successful, you must keep doing that to be successful. So if you did something like going to the gym and losing weight, you cannot stop going to the gym because you have arrived at the weight you wanted to arrive at. So everybody I know nowadays is taking some injections so they lose weight. And then I'm hearing the same people are telling me, oh, I gained 5 pounds. I'm gaining 5 pounds slowly. I'm sure there is something else we have to do. So maybe the injection is part 1. What is part 2? So this is something, otherwise we give up. So keep doing what makes you successful, because that is the first thing that brought you to where you are. And if you like there, keep doing it so you can stay there. Have a great day. I have to go. Talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye-bye.